Okay, example 2. In this one, we've got to find the value of k. If 1 root of k x squared minus 7x plus k plus 1 equals 0 is minus 2. A lot of the time people say, okay, what the hell is this k? K is just an unknown. Okay, they don't want to use A, they don't want to use B or C, they just decide to use K. Alright, so find the value of K is what we're doing. What do you reckon you're going to do? Sorry? Actually, this is simpler than that. We don't need to use the alpha plus beta. We don't need to use alpha beta. Remember what the roots are. What are the roots? If I had an equation, x squared plus 5. Okay? The root of that equation is what? Oh, actually, let's say x squared plus 4. Minus 4. X squared minus 4, because that way it's a difference of 2 squares. Okay? You factorise that, you're going to get x plus 2, x minus 2. So what would my solutions be? What would my roots be? Plus 2 and minus 2. But what does that mean? Excellent. Which means what? It's what you said yesterday, Tyler. Thank you, female Tyler. It's where y equals 0, right? So what are we doing? We're finding a value of x that will make that equation equal 0. Yeah? Okay. So what have they told us in that question? One of the roots is minus 2. In other words, one of the values of x that makes that equation equal 0 is minus 2. Excellent. What do we do with that? Yeah. Excellent. We're going to submarine it in. All right. So we have, that's one of our solutions. That's one of our roots. Cool. So now we're going to put it in there because what are we trying to find? Value of k. This equation may have one root. It may have 2 roots. It definitely doesn't have 0 roots because we've got an answer already. Okay? But do we care about the second root if it's there? Not really. What we want to do is just find out what k is. So let's sub it in and see if we can get an answer. Minus 7 times minus 2. Oh, I really should have written the start of it first. Start of it's much more exciting than beginning at the middle. Okay, k times minus 2 squared minus 7 times minus 2 plus k plus 1 equals 0. Cool. We have subbed in, and you'll notice I've used my brackets to make sure that I put the negatives in the right spot. So now we just expand. So we get 4k plus 14 plus k plus 1 equals 0. My k's are starting to look like 12s, I apologise. 4k plus k is 5k. 14 plus 1, anyone? Anyone? Thanks. 15 equals 0. K. 5k equals minus 15. Slow me down if I'm going too fast with it. Or if you want me to stop so that you guys have a chance to do it without me writing it up. All good? All right. So that wasn't too difficult, that particular one. You've been given a root, you've been given an equation, you need to find the value of k. We didn't have to find... Now, the tricky thing is, and it's only really tricky because we're in the middle of doing products and sums of roots, but we didn't have to use the products or sums of roots to do this. We were given the root. Okay? So that can be a little bit confusing at times because you start thinking, well, do I need to use it or do I not? And as we move on to the next question, you'll see why it can be a bit confusing. Okay? So I'm going to pause this one.